I really love how Revit keeps things exciting. No matter how long you've been using it, there's always a new trick waiting to surprise you. In this video, I will share 3 Revit hacks that I'm pretty sure you didn't know about. First up, a smart tip involving schedules and families. So as you can see in this project, there are a lot of things that we can create schedules for. Let's go to View tab, and in this part, I'm going to click on this schedules, then select the schedules and quantity. And in here, the thing that we are going to talk about is in the doors category. So I'm going to create a very simple door schedule. In this part, between all of these available fields, I will select the family. Let's scroll down to this part, select the family. Then I need to have the type. After that, I'm going to add the height of these doors in this part, and also the width in here. Okay, then in this section, I'm going to switch to from room or to room. In from room section, I will select just the name of the room so we know the door is opening from which area to what room. Okay, I'm going to add this one, and also in two room section, I will add the same two room name in my schedule. Then in sorting and grouping, I will choose the family as the first option. And if you want, you can use this itemize every instance or not. I'm going to keep it this way and click on OK. So this is our schedule in here. You can see the family, type, the height of these doors, width, and also we can see the name of rooms that we have these openings in them. For example, this door that we have in here goes from library to TV room. If you want to see where it is, you can just simply click on this highlight in model and you can see it in here. This door simply goes from library to TV room, as we can see it in here. But if we switch its placement, flip it this way, we should see their placement is different. We should see from TV room to library. The problem in here is that when you want to change the opening, you need to delete it and then add it again. I'm going to create a similar in this part. Now if we select it and go to doors and the schedule section, we can see that this door goes from TV room to library. For some door that we don't see anything on from room or to room section in these parts, it means that we don't have any room applied assigned to those spaces. For example, in this part we have this playroom, and since I have selected it, I can just simply click on this part and we can see where it is. This doors goes from outside, from the environment, from the yard to the playroom. So we don't have anything in this part, so we see it this way. The way Revit understands, the way Revit applies these things to the schedule or to family is with a very simple icon in each family. If you select your family and go to the edit family section, in here I'm going to go to ref level, and in this part, in the properties section, there's this room calculation point. Usually this is unchecked, so we don't see it in this part. I'm going to check it, and now we can see the path to the opening side. Okay, with this simple icon, we understand the opening side of the door. And also we have this for any family too. For example, if we go to this part, we can have it for this table, we can have it for this sofa, this bench, all of these flowers, plants in here, and also for this table. For example, in this part right now, we have this table on the kitchen. If we go to its edit family, in this part we have this option in here too. I'm going to check it so we can see it like this. Let's go to the first level, and in this part we can see that this point is exactly in the center of this object. So if you don't change its placement, your object, your family, will always be shown on its place. Let's go to this first level. In here I'm going to select it. Let's see its category, furniture system. Go to the view tab, create a schedule. In here I'm going to create a furniture system and click on OK. In this part, I just need to have the count, family, the type, I think these are enough. Then in here, I'm going to go to room section and select this name. Add it to the schedule. I'm going to move this count down and click on OK. Now we see this table in the kitchen. If we go to the family and move this option, this icon, this way to anywhere we want and load it again to our project, I'm going to click on OK and override it. If you select it, you will see where this point is will be the placement of your table. It is on kitchen. Our object is on kitchen and this point is also in kitchen. So in the schedule section, we can see this. But if you move it to any other area, for example, to this part and go to this schedule, you can see the placement of your object is different. If we go to this part and move it to the interns section, however, the placement of your object is in the interns, the actual placement of your family will be on the kitchen. Why? Because this point, this exact point is located in this area, in this room. If you go to here, you can see where it is exactly. Now let me close all of these parts and go to the first level. So next thing that I want to talk about is related to walls. If we zoom in this part, let me create another wall in this part. I'm going to create a similar exactly of this type in here so we can see this much better. If we go to visibility and graphic and scroll down to wall section in this part and open it, we can see some other options for controlling the graphic of these lines and layers. Okay, for example, with this common edge, the most used section in this part, we can change the setting for these lines that we have between all of these layers. Okay, if we go to this section in here, you can see all of them on black. You can switch this to any color you want, for example, to this white. Click on OK. You can also change its weight to for example, this type and click on OK again. If we apply, we can see all of these lines in different color and thicknesses. Okay, of course, you don't really need to change the layer of your materials on walls this way, but sometimes to highlight them, to add details for some special areas, you can use these options. I'm going to put this back on clear override. Click on OK. We also have this override host layers. If you check this option, cut line style, and go to edit section, you can control each one of these layers separately. You remember we talked about all of these functions, all of these layers for each layer of our wall, right? In this video, you can watch it again if you are interested to learn about these layers and their function more. In here, we can control each one of them separately. For example, for this structure, we can change the line weight, line color, and line pattern. I'm going to switch this to a value higher than the value we have in this part because this only work on like a higher line weight, as you can see in this part. And I'm going to switch its color to something like this. Click on OK. And for its pattern, I will go with this aligning line. I'm going to click on OK, and if we apply, we can see this section on different color and also line pattern. This way, we can control these sections separately. If we go to edit section again, we can, for example, highlight the finishes. I'm going to put this on number 2, change its color to black, click on OK. And also for this line pattern, I'm going to put this on solid. For these finishes, we can change this part too. I'm going to put this on 4, and also for this part, and for their color, let's go with something blue like this. Click on OK. Also for this part, and for their pattern, we can go with dash, we can go with dots. Let's go with this option. And also for this part, I'm going to select the same dot again. If you click on OK and apply, we can see this section on different line color. Maybe this pattern is not like suitable for these areas. We can change it to just that same solid color. So we can also highlight it this way. If you change the scale in this part, you will see this pattern on another size, and maybe in that case it will be much better if you put this thin line off You can see these lines on blue in these parts and also in here around your walls this way. Okay, so be sure where and how you change these areas, because the changes you apply in visibility and graphic will be applied to all of that category in your view. If we go to another view, we won't see these changes, but we can have all of these changes, all of these settings for all of that category, as you can see in this part. Okay, let me press Ctrl Z. And before we dive into the last part, I want to let you know that our Revit Architecture Mastery course is finally complete. With over 30 hours of in-depth tutorials, we've covered all the tools and techniques you need to know to become a professional in this field. Starting from absolutely basic, the course offers detailed and structured lessons to help you progress to the advanced levels, making it easy to tackle any type of project with confidence. To see for yourself, you can sign up using the link below and watch the first lesson for free before making any decision. I've poured over 3 months of efforts into creating this course, and now that it's complete, I'm beyond satisfied with the results. I have big plans for this course, and you will hear more about them soon. But for now, I'm offering a special discount for the next 3 days. After that, course will return to its regular price of $597. This is your last chance to enroll with over 50% off. So if you're serious about mastering Revit, take advantage of this opportunity. Now let's take the last section. This is the option that I have learned recently, and it is about dimensions. For example, in this part, as you can see, this dimension is showing the width of this door. If you double click on this part, you will go to this dimension text. In here, we have two sections. Dimension value is for the times that you want to change and replace the value you see in here with a text. You can just simply click on this part and add any text that you want to here. For example, in this part, we can go with just door width. Okay, this is not the way we can use it, but I'm going to just show you how you can use this option. Okay, this way, if you apply it, you can see the same text in here. There is also this text field section. I'm going to put this on use actual values, and in here we can add different text in different section above, below, prefix and suffix for the value we have in here. I'm going to click on apply. For example, we can use this option on a window. In this part, as you can see in here, I'm going to select it, and with this option I will also add the sizes of the window. In here, I'm going to double click on this value, and below that we can add the still height size of this window. For example, below I'm going to write still height 70 centimeters, something like this. If you apply, we can have the same text in here. We can do this for all of the windows we have in here. As you can see, this is a window. In this part, we have another one. In here, we can just simply double click on this part. Make sure to double click on the exact text. Otherwise, you will have this letter. I'm going to press Ctrl Z, double click on this section. Below this, we can go with something like this. Go with 50 centimeter and apply and OK. This was just one way, but very helpful way of using this section on your project. You can use it for adding any information or any detail to the sections you want. So that's all. I really hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial. Don't forget to check the link in the description, and I will see you next time.